guys, so just a quick little haul video. There's, you know, not a whole lot of stuff, but enough, so I'll just get started. The first thing I got was this. It's Tatcha, and I believe that's how you pronounce it. And these are blotting papers, but these are quite different because they are 100% natural. They're made out of abaca leaf, which I believe is sort of a close relative to the banana leaf. And they really, what's amazing about these are that they were discovered by geisha in the 1800s, and for their sort of beautifying properties. It's abaca leaf, but it also has gold throughout it. And the great thing about the abaca leaf is that there's absolutely no pulp, so it won't dry or irritate already dry and sensitive skin, which I found sometimes with other blotting papers. They'd either have a powder film on it or it was just pulpy, and so it would start to sort of irritate. And these are amazing and obviously very, very beautiful. The abaca leaf really is hailed for sort of its strength and absorbency. It's very, very delicate on the skin. And although I don't use any products with gold, there are obviously a lot of premier lines that do use it. There's a lot of advantages, so they say. I can't speak firsthand because I haven't used it. With using precious metals and minerals. And gold is sort of anti-inflammatory, a lot of antioxidants. It's also said to increase circulation. There's a lot of sort of healing properties towards gold, a lot of nourishment to the skin. And I don't know if you can see it. They're very, very thin. I don't know if I want to pull it out because I probably won't be able to get it back in. It's supposed to be leafed throughout it. The geisha had sort of discovered its skin benefits with gold leaf throughout it. This one doesn't have it, but there are a few sheets, I don't know, if at least half of them, that actually have chunks of gold in them that you can see. But supposedly it's sort of spun throughout the leaf itself. So there's been tons of press on that, on these. And, you know, I'll maybe put a little link to it. It's in countless magazines, Harper's Bazaar, Vogue and Style, I think, a whole bunch of them. And there's no animal testing, and they're just such beautiful little blotting papers, and they definitely do the job. They're also, they can be used as primers. I didn't actually notice it priming that well. I'm assuming just to sort of get rid of excess oils, not necessarily a traditional primer, but geisha would use that to sort of, you know, kind of put it on their face before they applied that sort of whitening makeup, and obviously to blot throughout the day. And it's great for sensitive skin, so that's really, I mean, it's just beautiful, and I'm so glad I have them. I actually ordered a few of them because I knew I would love them. So that's the first. And next we have some nail polishes, and I picked up another Revlon silver screen. It's just a very beautiful sort of pewtery silver. And the Rimmel Lasting Finish Pro, which is funny because I think there were a couple of subscribers actually quite a while ago that were saying, hey, you know, you should check out Rimmel, Steel Gray, this, that, and whatever. And I'd actually already used Rimmel polishes, and I wasn't too crazy about them, I have to say. But it wasn't this one. It was in the round packaging. I don't know if it was called 360 or 380. And I really wasn't that crazy about them. And I thought for sure I tried it in a gray color. But lo and behold, this is something completely different. And I have to say this is pretty much a dupe for the Sephora by OBI, or OBI for Sephora, I don't know, the Metro Chic, because it's a gray with a lot of plum undertone, which isn't really my favorite type of gray. I'd much rather go sort of into a gray dirt type of thing. I don't know. Plum is, yeah, I just have never been crazy about Metro Chic. I love You Don't Know Jacques just because it's sort of gray and brown, and it definitely looks like there's some dirt thrown in. I kind of dig that sort of stuff. So, but it's nice nonetheless. And you know, it has this great big fat brush. And I really, really like it because, you know, OPI also has sort of a Salon collection with a bigger brush, and it's awful. I can't stand it because when you put it on your nail, it actually splays out so much, it actually goes past your nail bed. So it's like, oh my God, this thing's going to drive me nuts. So this, they were smart enough that they cut them very, I don't know what they did, but they used a really stiff brush so that when you did put it on the nail bed, it didn't just sort of splay out all over the place. So can you tell how much I'm disliking OPI more and more? And then the next one is what I'm wearing right now, which is a Sally Hansen Complete Salon Manicure, and it's in Commander and Chic. And this is the kind of gray that I like. There isn't any sort of mauve-y undertone. It's just sort of a straight gray. Not as complex and interesting as You Don't Know Jacques, but definitely a gorgeous gray. And this also has one of these fat brushes, and I love it. I just love these fat brushes. So there's the other one. As you can tell, I sort of went into a whole like gray, silvery kind of thing. I don't know. And then the next one is, because I'm so new to this whole Walmart and Wet n Wild, you know, I've never seen a real big Wet n Wild display, but at Walmart they definitely have one. So I kind of went out of my comfort zone with this polish, not to be worn on my fingers, just on my toes. And that's this sort of, well, you know how I am with the whole peachy coral sort of stuff. So I think I might try that on my toes, but we'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'm a real sort of, you know, it's funny, somebody actually wrote to me, fantastic subscriber, saying that she had sort of been a goth in high school, and she can kind of identify with my whole goth punk days, and she could still sort of see that creeping into my style now. And I was like, yeah, you know what, actually I think she's kind of right, especially when it comes to polishes, because I only wear dark vampy colors or complete sort of nudes. I don't do bright pinks, purples, you know, bubblegum colors, none of that. I don't find it really suits my personality, even though I really like it on other people. I just stick to really dark gothy kind of colors. So I think she is right. I think that harkens back from those old days where I just, you know, wore black pretty much. Black on my nails, black everywhere except my lips. But yeah, so this is a nice departure for summer. I'm going to try it out, see how that goes. And because I just absolutely love these cream blushables, I just was on a hunt to get another one. Even though when I first bought them, there were only two that I actually dug. I just thought, oh man, I got to try one more. I just need one more. So I got this one, and it's in Plaza Pink, which is odd because I'm kind of in an anti-pink phase and have been for quite a few years. And when I first put it on, I was like, ooh, it's kind of a blue pink. But for some reason, once you shear it out, it doesn't even look pink anymore. It just looks like a natural flush. I'm really cuckoo crazy about these things. I can't believe they're only like $4, and they're fantastic. So I had to add another one. Okay, and also because of, oh, someone's home. Yay! I actually went into a Rexall's today, an actual big Rexall's. I knew there was one other one that I didn't, they really had a very, very small sort of makeup selection, but this one actually had a really big one. It's the first time I've ever been in one, and they actually carried NYX. And I know that Superstore also kind of carries it, but it was a real dinky kind of stand, and they didn't have much. I'm sure other ones had bigger ones, but the one that I happened to go to wasn't that great. But they had a decent size NYX, and I was like, wow. So this is my first foray into their jumbo eyeshadow pencils, and I got it in French fries because Chef Kathy is completely obsessed with this and has sort of said that this is all she's sort of wearing, so of course I had to go get it. So there's that because of Kathy. And let's move on to some other such things. So the next product is because of Blushing Pixie. And, oh, who else? There was somebody else. Oh, Fuzz Kitty. I think she got a whole wackadoodle. But it's the Makeup Forever Aqua Creams. These are supposed to be eye and cheek sort of double duty, although, you know, that's kind of a misstatement there because no one is putting this on their cheeks. You know, so this is number 15, and it's sort of olivey, gray, brown, sort of, you know, right up my alley. And these suckers are definitely waterproof. Once it's on there, it really, really sets and does not move. In fact, I had a heck of a time when I was swatching them to get them off of the back of my hand. They were just like wowsy. So they're definitely good for the summer months. And there was one other color that I was sort of interested in, more of a cheek, but it kind of went too much into the pinks, and I'm kind of, you know, doing a non-pink thing. But so I don't know if I'd get another one. I tend to sometimes, you know, get so infatuated with something and I'll buy like a wackadoodle of them, and then I just won't ever use anything but the first one that I gravitated towards. So I think that's sort of what it's going to be. I think I'm just going to stick with this one unless I am in a crazy mood, which I tend to get into, and then I'll be like, ooh, gosh, you know, maybe I should get some more, yada, yada, yada. So number 15. And, oh, this next one I actually had in my summer must-haves video, and that is the Anastasia, whoops, why am I showing you the barcode? The brow gel, and I really like this. I actually have used Lancome and I think Bobbi Brown. So I haven't tried too many, and I really did not like, can't really remember what the Bobbi Brown was, so long ago, but I didn't really like the Lancome. I just found the formulation just got really, really sort of dry and clumpy, and I didn't actually like the brush. It was a bit too sort of tight, and that's great if you actually have a full sort of brow and a good amount of hair there. I have very, very, very sparse hair, and I do have to do a lot of filling. So when it's that tight, sometimes when you would do that, it would just be like, you know, whereas, which is not attractive. This, as you can see, has a lot of space in between, so you can actually sort of brush it through and give a much more natural sort of appearance, and it's very liquidy, which I like. The other was very, very dry, and it would clump and give you a sort of a severe line. I don't know if as it goes along it gets drier and drier, but I quite like the fact that this is a very sort of liquidy, very sort of easy product to sort of brush through the brow. So I'm quite digging that. What else? Just a few other things. I picked up this number 7, Boots number 7 eye makeup remover, and this was actually the first Boots eye makeup remover that I'd ever tried, and I really, really loved it. The actual product itself, I just hated this pump system. It's really cheesy. It's cheesy, tacky, and it really is cheaply made or something, because it just doesn't squirt out properly. You would do it, and it would just splay everywhere. It was just, and you can feel it. If I was to click it, it's very, very cheaply made. I'm not crazy about that at all. So despite the fact that I loved it, it was just starting to drive me nuts. And something that you do every single day shouldn't drive you nuts, because it'll just have a compound effect and you'll just get cranky for no reason. So I went into this one, which is the Boots Botanics line, and I fell in love with this. At first, I didn't know. I kind of preferred the other one, but then as I got to use this more, I really, really loved this one. And the trick of this is, if you were to get it, because it's very inexpensive and it's just the bomb diggity, is you have to wait until you get about this much down, at least. When you first use it, when you shake it up and you first use it, you're probably going to be thinking, what the hell is that crazy lady talking about? This is not that great, because it really needs the room for you to shake it quite hard. It almost emulsifies and turns into a creamy oil, if that makes any sense. I don't know what it is, but it just, you need that space there to shake it up like crazy, and then it's just like butter. I just freaking love it. Now, the bad news is I just found out this week that Shoppers, which is the only place that carries this, although I don't know if Rexall does, because Rexall's a whole new thing over on the West Coast here. It's big in the East, but it's not big here at all. London Drugs doesn't carry it, but Shoppers does, and they have decided to discontinue the Boots Botanics line. They're going to keep the number 7 line, but they're discontinuing this altogether. So of course when I heard, I was like, oh my god, in a mad panic. Just, I need to get as many of these. So I wound up getting 10. And I cleaned them out in a huge radius around the city because I had to pick up 2 here, 4 there, 3 here, 1 there, because I just could not believe that they were getting rid of this sucker. And, you know, if they had 50, I would have picked up 50. I could only find 10. I'm sure if I went into other regions, I could probably find some more, but sort of where I was, I just cleaned them all out. So it's very inexpensive, and it's 20% off right now because they're just trying to liquidate them all, just blast them out of there, and I'm just so sad. So yeah, I'm stocked for a while, but Lordy, if I could have 50, I would. The next product I actually got from, not got, but got the idea from Mare, and her channel is Mare Made Zero. Is there a 0 at the end of it? I think so. And she, in her summer must-haves, had shown this product, although it was different packaging, so I'm hoping it was the same stuff because this was the only Neutrogena body oil that I saw. Hers was, I think, sort of just a round silk and not this sort of shape. But this is a Sesame formula, and I've never used body oils. I've never been a fan. I've just always stuck with body butters and creams and souffles. But for some reason, when I saw this in her video, I kind of was like, ooh, yeah, body oil. All of a sudden, you know, it just sort of happens. Been against it all my life, and then all of a sudden one day I'm like, ooh, body oil. So I decided to go out of my comfort zone and try a body oil, and you know what? I really like this. And the reason why is that it absorbs into the body so quickly, and she's absolutely right. It kind of turns into like a milk. And when I rinsed my hands after applying it, it just came right off. There wasn't a greasy film. It didn't feel oily. And I have to tell you, I don't know what it is, but this smell is so reminiscent of like every vacation I've ever taken, holiday, my childhood. I don't know how those two sort of mesh together because it's not like I was jet setting around the world at 5 or 6 years old. But it reminds me of my childhood too, you know? Sort of summer in the backyard with sprinklers. I had a bad habit of sitting on the sprinkler. I don't know why. I don't know why kids would find that fun, but I did. I would sit on it all the time and just laugh my head off. But it reminds me of that, and I don't know. It's just such a... I don't even know what it is. It's just more of a nostalgic smell. It's not that I'm cuckoo crazy about the fragrance, but it just harkens me back to a really great time throughout my life. So... yeah, and then the last thing is the Fekkai Sheer Hold. And I actually had the little baby one, and Sephora's now discontinued Fekkai for some reason. I don't know why. And I only use hairspray when I pull my hair back into a ponytail. Apart from that, I never use hairspray. I just don't like it. I don't like the feeling of it, the texture of my hair with it, and also, you know, there's a lot of alcohol, and it just sort of strips the moisture from my hair. And so yeah, I've just never been a big hairspray fan, but when I pull it all back, I just need to keep sort of the little flyaways or frizzies at bay. And I found I really liked it because even though it says sheer hold, it was really good hold. And so when I knew that they were out, I tried the Renee, I don't know, Farfignuger, Frankfurter, I don't know, something, Renee something, and I did not like it at all. And then I did the Oscar Blandy, which wasn't too bad, but just not as much hold as this. So I discovered it at Shoppers, so I decided to pick up a full size, and this will last me like for frickin' ever because, like I said, it's only for when I pull my hair back. So yeah, I think that's it. So, as usual, if you want, what the heck did I just do there? If you need to see a, or would, oh no, I can't believe I forgot this. The last product, Dr. Hauschka. Oh my God, or am I completely crazy and I've already shown this? I don't even know, and it's only like 8 minutes ago. Okay, Dr. Hauschka, love it. And in fact, I switch off between Hauschka and Shiseido quite a bit. I mean, I use, you know, a little bit of Declear, a little Darphin. I kind of, you know, spread the love, argan oils and everything. But I would have to say and God knows this, SkinCeuticals is a staple in my skincare regimen. But I would say that I use more Shiseido products than anything else, and Hauschka. Those are the two in terms of, you know, your toners and your moisturizers and stuff. And I always sort of switch off when my skin gets sort of too climatized to the Shiseido. I'll then kick it up with Hauschka, and especially in the summertime, this particular toner is fantastic. It's a little bit more herbally in smell, which I'm not that crazy about, but oh my gosh, it's such a fantastic product. And I always buy his kits because they have like 5 products and they're amazing products, and sometimes I just like to shake it up, and so I'll get those kits a couple of times throughout the year and just, you know, use those up, which will last you a good while, like a month and a half, 2 months or so. So I'm always mixing Hauschka in with, well, I mean, I always have the Rose Day Cream always, and I usually always have this toner too. But I love using the Quince Day Cream in the summertime and the cleansing cream. He does the press and roll method, which is different, but I'm just such a huge fan of his line. So yeah, I guess it's fitting to end with him. So yay to that. And right now it comes with this little eye solace thing. I haven't used it, so that's going to sort of be exciting because I've actually used his milk, his cleansing cream, his toners, his Rose Day Cream, his Quince Day Cream, his other just straight day cream, his lip balms, so quite a few, but never his eye stuff, so I'm excited to try that. Okay, now what was I going to say? If you needed to see anything with a more sort of comprehensive review, let me know, and I'll definitely get to it. Thanks so much, guys.